Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that I am going to be able to talk loud. I am actually filming outside today. I really wanted to just have a different setup. I'm trying to, change things up on the channel a little bit. We are today October the 3rd, 2019, and this is somewhat of a post Haiti lockdown in this country. I haven't been online and I actually haven't really felt good. I would love to chit chat, but I find that this topic, I want to go straight to the point, and I'll probably like do another kind of like sort of like a little vlog thing for those of you who are mostly interested in the vlogging. But for today, we're going to stick to the topic discussions. We're going to stick to that. Many people have said, do you want to talk about, what's going on in the country right now? And personally, you already know if you follow this channel and if you've been with me for a long time, I don't sit, unfortunately, in the present. I'm always sitting a lot more on the future. And if you follow the videos that I filmed for you when I first came to Haiti in December, I said to you that the country was going to undertake a severe crisis. And I don't only anticipate it for 2019, but I also anticipate that for 2020. Now, it's so strange because I'm now realizing that I'm filming outside and that the topic is probably not appropriate for filming outside because literally the street is right here. But anywho, so for today, we're going to talk about the country's lockdown. But as always, like I have my notes in front of me, as always, we're going to talk about it from a very different perspective. I will need to probably talk a little bit about myself and tell you why we're going to talk about this topic and from a different perspective. We're going to talk about it from a different perspective because guys, sometimes, most times in life, for people who are mature, you get to a point and you get to a place in life where it's kind of like you have to be the change that you want to see. You get to that you get to that place where you're not content. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know how many of you have ever been to that place. You get to a certain place in your life where it's kind of like, I'm not happy, I'm not content, I don't want to accept what they're giving to me. Like, no, I don't want that. So this is where this video is coming from. Actually, today is the 3rd. The last time that I filmed was actually the last day of school that I went. And then after that, I went to, like, despite the fact that the country, please excuse me, I'm outside. It's like so freaking hot, but I'm very happy that it's hot like this and that the sun is here, because not only has the country been going through the crisis, but the weather was in accordance with the country's craziness. Like, the first week of lockdown, the entire country was dark. I'm talking about, well, Port-au-Prince. It was very gray, absolutely no sunshine, and it was pouring, literally pouring every single day. Granted, we are in that period of time prone to hurricanes. So it was just like the country was in accordance with that. My mood was shut down, shut down. I was out of it. I was out of it. So I just couldn't film. You guys know that if there's one thing about me, I don't see the point on coming on camera if my energy level is not there up to par. I always feel like, what's the point of coming to camera? Because the camera is not only here to educate you, it's also here to uplift you, or it's also here to entertain you, or some of you just might like to see me. So what's the point for me to come on camera and it's kind of like I'm down. Plus, I was so down. My nails was not done. My hair was not done. I legit did everything. Like, I knew that this week it's so funny because I said to myself, I'm going to film this week. I said that to myself. I said, because it's Libra season. I'm a Libra. And I said that to myself. I said to myself, I got to snap out of it. I got to snap. I got to snap out of it. I said to myself, you're going to shop. Because I kept waiting. I was not shopping because I kept waiting. Oh my God, this is like so off topic. But we're going to come back to the topic. Don't worry. So I'm just telling you how I felt. And it's kind of like my mood was in accordance to the, like, I just couldn't film. But what prompted this video is not because I really wanted to inform you on what's the situation. What prompted this video is because Sunday, right? So the country has been on lockdown for like literally 2 weeks. But here and there, it would be like one day out of this lockdown, people would just go out, right? So on Sunday, I needed to go to the supermarket so I could grab some items because I had nothing for my personal care. So I go to the supermarket. It must have been 11:30, going on noon, because I went to no, around like 10:30. I went there. The bullshit. The bullshit is, yes. There's no way. The mess is not enough. The the madness, that's the word, the madness that I saw when I walked in. Okay, first let me tell you, first I said, because I told you guys I didn't want to go out. I had scheduled already a hair appointment. So I said to my parents were already out, so I said to my mom, can you please get a few items for me? My mother comes back and she brings the item, but she doesn't bring some of the brands that I use. So I'm like, she says, this is what I brought for you. But I couldn't find, I was in a snappy mood. So instead of being grateful, I'm sorry, Mom, I was very ungrateful. And I was like, oh, that's not the brand that I use. I should have known better. I should have just like gone and got my stuff. So I get dressed and I'm like, let me go. So as I'm leaving, she's like, Rebecca, you don't understand. Like, it's madness in the supermarket, and you're not going to find what you really need. I got you this because that's what I saw. There's absolutely nothing on the shelves. Like, you could go, but I'm telling you, like, it's madness over there. So I'm like, okay, I don't say anything. I go because I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to go anyways because I need to actually get more items. The madness. First of all, I was not in a good mood. So I should have listened to my parents and stayed home. But I needed my stuff. The level of madness that was in the supermarket had me shook. Like, I literally paused. Okay, I walked in and I paused. I had to pause. There must have been a little bit over 200 to 300 people inside the supermarket. People running around like chickens with their heads cut off, going to the shelves, grabbing stuff by 2 to 3 things. The fucking line for the Western Union was so freaking long. It was out on these out to the parking lot, right? So they have this huge alley, right, for the Western Union line. It left the supermarket, and the supermarket is pretty big, and it went outside, right, in front of the cashier. Like, not the cashier, like they have a section, because the way they operate in Haiti with the goddamn Western Union, right, you go to the Western Union, you get the money, you give the information, right? Once you give the information, they don't give you the cash right then and there. They give you a paper with, the amount, with your receipt, basically. Once they give you the receipt, now you go to another counter. Now you go to a counter and you give them the receipt with the passport. They don't accept any fucking license. That was the beef that I had in June, because in June I went to grab some money with my license, and the lady was telling me that the license was unacceptable. I was so pissed off. She gave it to me the first time, but then afterwards she said to me that she would not do that. I was like, the license is a form of identity. What are you saying? She said, we don't accept license, especially because my license is not issued here in this country. My license is issued in the States, but it's not expired, but they don't recognize that. So I have to bring my passport. So once you get to the cashier, you give a identification thing, which for those of us who are not from Haiti, you would give your passport because that's the only thing that they accept. Guys, there were so many people who were changing money. The majority were changing foreign money, right? Foreign money. For that day, because I changed money too, that day the dollar was at 93 good for $1 American. $1 American for 93 good, and the euro was at 110 good. 110 good for €1. Let's go into the topic discussions, because I told you guys that I wasn't even feeling good, right? So I spent the entire 2 weeks, I felt like shit, right? Friday prior to that Sunday, I felt a lot better, right? I go to the supermarket on Sunday and I see the madness. And I tell you, I pause. You should have seen me. Like, I walk in and I pause because I was asking myself, where the fuck are all these people going? There's a pickup truck who was walking in. The pickup truck had so many people behind it that I got scared. For a quick second, I thought that it was these rioters who was going to jump in with, with guns and start shooting things up. That's what I thought, because there were so many people behind the pickup trucks. But it was all people who came in to shop. Guys, you don't understand. Now, I didn't have any good. That's the other thing. I always say this. You always want to make sure that you have the equivalent, depending on, like, how you live. If you have children, if you have, now, if you live on your own, you're pretty responsible. So they know how to handle their household. But this is just for me. This is just like, or you never know. They may not have any cash, or we need to run into certain things, or I may just get sick, or something like that. But I had nothing. I had no cash, and we're not gonna talk about that because I want to get into that. So it's this madness that happened on Sunday. I was angry is not really the term to say how I felt. I walked in, I spent $50 American, right? The equivalent, because that's the money that I changed. I changed that money with the intention to spend I said to myself, you're going to spend at about 2,000 good. Because, it's kind of like you're going to the dollar store. That's all I needed. I needed like toiletry stuff, like nothing big, just stuff for myself. So that's what I said. I legit spent the entire $50 buying these items. Not only that, I was paying attention to the madness. People were on the phone with their family, relatives from the States or wherever, mostly from the US, collecting money, transfer monies. I was paying attention to the owners of that supermarket. The guy who was getting the money, I have to make sure that I'm here like 40 minutes. Okay. The guy who was taking the money, right? Guys, he had a grin. When you smile, but we'll say like smiling in your beard, like a little grin to your face. Like you're not really fully smiling, like, but you like a little smirk. I was so angry. I know he sees me, and there's certain things I'm not gonna say here. And I was paying attention to him. Now I know they know I don't like them, because it's like every time I walk inside the supermarket, my face is always like ready to kill someone. And it's come from the fact that I understand that these people, and I can't be mad at them. That's the other thing that my father and I were talking. He was like, you can't carry this hatred for people who just sees opportunity where Haitian people don't see these opportunities, just because you see how they are able to make money off this situation, and that is upsetting to you. But that is not upsetting to the majority of these Haitian people. These Haitian people, like, what was so upsetting? These girls, these women, they walked inside. It was kind of like it was an event. You know how you attend an event and people are just mingling? Like, I couldn't understand how this entire situation was not repulsive to people. I couldn't understand how people felt like, oh my God, like let's rush to the supermarket. Like it's kind of like an event. It's kind of like you rushing, you grabbing stuff. Like I should not have to live like this. I don't want to fucking live like this. No. Why do I have to rush? And okay, let's go there because we are already 16 minutes in and I'm renting. So, the title of this video is Ayiti Peyi, Who Benefits. That's the title of the video. We're going to read what I wrote and then I'll dissect. So I say, how many times was the country on lockdown since December 2018? Since I've been here, I came into the country December 10th, 2018, and I have not traveled outside of the country since I've been here. I said in February of 2019, the country was closed for a full 2 weeks. In June in 2019, the country was also locked for 2 weeks. In September 2019, the country was locked for 3 weeks, and it's still pretty much locked. Like, I went out on Tuesday because I needed to go for a manicure and a pedicure. Businesses are not really opened. First of all, I realized that people are not letting you inside their business if they don't know you, if you're not a client. The gates are closed, but they leave just like a small door. This is just because they don't know when things are going to pop in. All businesses are closed by 3 p.m. People don't stay out. So I said, what happens this is based on what I'm noticing, right? So this is not based on what people are telling me on blog posts, on newscasts. This is based on what I have witnessed being here. What happens on each lockdown? I say the manifestant takes to the streets, right? There are riots, breaking, stealing, and at times killing, because they've done that this time around. Thieves are in the profit of the situation, using roadblocks to ransom people who wish to travel through. So if you're going somewhere and they put a roadblock and you want to, like my parents needed to go to a funeral on the first week of the lockdown, remember that road that I told you that I had to come down to the street? They block it, right? So my parents had to pay for them to unblock it so that they could go, and they only did that because they said to the people that they were actually going to attend a funeral. So thieves are absolutely making profit of the situation. I said people are afraid to go out and about, especially in the late afternoon, evening. Businesses aren't open during lockdown. Schools are closed down. We only operated for 1 week. Public hospitals barely works as doctors and nurses are absent. And private hospitals barely work as well, as doctors do not want to stay in. The majority, everybody is evacuated. We're going to get to that. People tend to evacuate, flying, going wherever else outside of the country, right? Because when you have a country like that, it's madness. People are like, there's no hope. Everything is gone. There's no hope, right? So I said, let's go deeper, right? What truly happens during the lockdown? I say a group of designated people, usually paid by different opposing forces, takes on to the school, to the street, claiming, oh, I said revendication. I don't know how to say revendication. Like, they're claiming that they want to have, better things. Like, as you guys can see. I say they usually vandalize businesses located in the frail section of economic of Port-au-Prince, i.e. Pétionville, as it is where some of the business people operate. Okay. What type of businesses are targeted: banks, hotels, designated shops, and other businesses, at times supermarket. Okay. During the lockdown, the manifestant allows 1 or 2 days of breaks in which the madness begins, which I noticed that past Sunday. People rush into the supermarket by hundreds to go purchase their supplies. Inside the supermarkets, 100 rush toward the Western Union's MoneyGram to receive monies from the parents of the diaspora. There begins the currency exchange, which strangely has a peak. Currently 93 good for $1. They actually went down. They actually went down after the madness. It went down slightly because I changed the 50 on that Sunday for 93 good, and after that I went back to change some money again. It was 92.50. Okay, which was what? Tuesday when I went down. Okay. So I say, no need to tell you how much a supermarket makes during these lockdown. They are the only businesses who opens during those breaks. Period. After all, people do need to eat. Outside of these supermarkets, who is opened? No one. Perhaps the gas station, but these days we have very little to none, and the gas for the cooking. So these are the only kind of like businesses that opens during the lockdown, right? So I said, let's go back to the supermarkets. Hold on. Who owns the supermarket in Haiti? The Syrians. Who dominate the commerce in Haiti? The Syrians, along with less than 1% of these so-called businessmen. Who controls the parts? The gangsters, i.e., members of the Haitian government. Now, 3333 ... do the math. For greater references, refer back to my video review of the book Haiti, Class and Color Politics. So, what's next? What's next? I say nothing is next. The Haitian president is cornered with a bunch of rats. There are no operational institution, that is, public institutions, right? He is being bribed by everyone. That's exactly what's going on with him. Unable to take any decisions, let alone execute any. He cannot. The man cannot. Everybody is upset, saying, why is he not talking? Why is he not saying this? Why is he not saying that? The man cannot talk. He's tied down. He is being bribed left and right. He is being cornered. His problems are internal and definitely not external. Let's talk about that. So I said, his problems are strictly internal, with bipartisans who understands that big money is scheduled. Are you listening to me? I don't want to move the camera. So I said, and I don't want to talk so loud because I told you I got a motherfucker who lives in front of us. He is, oh my God, like, he is something. He works for them too. Something else, I tell you that. So anyways, let's go. I said his problems are strictly, we're talking about the Haitian president, right? His problems are strictly internal, with bipartisans who understands that big money is scheduled to be making, and everyone awaits their peace, refusing to have him install any form of government. His only hope is holding on to the poor deal that he made with the United States of America voting Venezuela out. Out only a lie. I put parentheses. During last year, I believe it was during their UN meetup last year's that he sided with the US voting Venezuela, right? That was the exchange. Haiti vote in favor of USA and their support to have the president remain in power. To conclude, I say, now you tell me who is benefiting from this situation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it for the first part of this video. We are using critical thinking. We are not going the same route. We are not analyzing this madness. We are paying attention and we are asking ourselves, who is benefiting from this situation in Haiti? Thank you for watching and stay tuned for part 2. I will see you in the next.